from my first Warrior Dash this weekend, and it was a blast. And from it, I've come up with 2 pieces of advice that I think are important for everyone to know. Number 1, you will get muddy. And number 2, timing is everything. No matter how hard you try on a Warrior Dash, if you remotely attempt the obstacles, you will get muddy. There's just mud everywhere on the obstacles on the course, and sometimes your waist or even almost up to your chest deep in just a slush of mud. So there are a few things that are very important knowing this going in. Make sure to bring spare clothes and a towel. You're going to be just covered in mud by the end, so it is important to have something you can change into to drive home in. And on top of that, maybe think about bringing a big jug of water. The showers at my Warrior Dash were fairly good, but who knows, maybe it's really crowded and you're in a hurry. Having that extra big jug of water would be very helpful to kind of rinse yourself off real quick. In addition to bringing extra clothes, another important thing because of mud is to make sure your shoes are on tight. I saw many people on some of the muddy obstacles like Muddy Mayhem who they entered it with 2 shoes and they left with fewer than 2. It's super important on those obstacles to tie your shoes super tight because that mud will just suck on and rip the shoe right off. It's not something that you may think of going in and really shouldn't be that big of a problem, but as long as your shoes are on tight, you will be fine. Now, timing is everything. This could be thought of in a lot of different ways, but what I'm thinking about is how you want to run the race. Personally, I chose to kind of run it by myself and get out ahead and try to run the whole course as fast as I can. Knowing what I know now, I would have wanted to go earlier in the day, probably in the competitive heat, because I got stuck up on a lot of the obstacles with people because they were just a big line. So obstacles get backed up later in the day. And second, parking. As we were leaving, it was probably 2 or 3. The line to get into the parking lot was huge. So if you are on a time crunch or you don't want to deal with crowds, I would suggest paying the extra $10 and getting in one of the earlier heats, because A, you'll probably have fewer people in your heat, so there will be fewer people on the course, and B, parking will just be that much easier. And now for a bonus tip. I wish I knew this going into my race, but as you start, they launch up some fire right above the starting line. And you can feel the heat. That scared the crap out of me, and I'm not just saying figuratively. I nearly had brown on my pants before I even started the race. So thanks for watching this video on the Warrior Dash. I hope to see you guys out there in another one. Be sure to read through the rest of my blog and like and subscribe with First Time Adventure. See you later.